I'm Adam from FWCI Collector's Edition, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing the Mafex Infinite War Loki. Thank you for checking this video out. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel so we can hit that target of 1,000 subscribers, and then things start getting real serious on this channel. So make sure you subscribe and come along for the journey, because this is my first ever Mafex action figure. I mean, I've got heaps of Marvel Legends and a few other brands. I've got a SH Figure Arts Professor Snape, which I'm pretty fond of. But this is my first non-Marvel Legends Marvel action figure, and my first thoughts, I mean, looking at the packaging, definitely different to what I'm used to, this like square box packaging. A lot of pictures of the actual figure on here, which is just a weird thing that I'm not really used to. But let's open it up and see what it looks like in the flesh. So there's a flight stand actually sticky taped to the bottom of this, which that's a nice little surprise. But let's open him up and see. Oh, geez, better be careful with this. So my first impression out of the box is it does look good. I don't know if it's because the cape sits the way it does, but the arms do look like they sit down very, very low, and the joint does become visible quite easy. So I'm going to be wary of that with the when I look at articulation. But the soft goods cape is something that is new to me, and so far I kind of like it. I've got a custom-made soft good capes for a Moon Knight figure, but you know, this is my first sort of professional job. I kind of like it, but I also kind of feel like Loki's a bit of a character that doesn't have a great deal of like cape activity going on. He wears them, but I don't see him fluttering in the wind kind of thing. But first thoughts straight out of the box, I'm impressed. I think it looks good. Let's have a look at the paintwork on here, because there's not a great deal of it, but I love the way that the color palette they've chosen. It's pretty spot on, and getting the black and that very dark green, but capturing that with the right tone, I think they did a really good job with that. And I mean, everything on here is pretty spot on. The head sculpt is pretty much, I mean, yeah, it's perfect. Both head sculpts look fantastic. I think I prefer the one with the smile, to be honest, but you know, they both look really, really good. Even the paint on the gloves looks fantastic as well. All right, articulation. Let's have a look at it. So I don't know. We've got a little bit of movement at the waist there. There's no like abdomen crunch. It's all kind of in the lower section there. The knees, I guess, is that double jointed? It's really hard. It's like a whole different kind of look. I think it is double jointed pinless knees. Don't get me wrong with that one there. Got toe articulation. Got the ball joint on the ankle as well, which is a nice look. And you know, same goes with the elbows. The head pops off crazy, 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 crazy easy. I don't know if it's supposed to pop off or if I'm not putting it on right, but the head pops off concerningly easy. So he comes with 5 sets of hands and an extra one for holding the Tesseract, I think. I mean, they all come on these little see-through little like coat hangers for hands. I don't know what really to call them, but we've got some fisted hands, we've got some gripping hands specifically for the daggers that we get. We've got some open hands and some semi-open hands and some more semi-open hands as well. 2 sets of daggers, which I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I'm not sure what the significance of these 2 different lots of daggers are. Doesn't look like any of them sort of slide onto the costume. So you've got your choice of daggers with this, and he has his own little Tesseract as well, which is a nice touch. Whoa, that's what people be talking about. That arm just popped right off. All it took was like a tiny, tiny, tiny movement in the wrong direction, and it just came off like Play-Doh. Alright, gotta be super, super careful with those arms. Oh my god, especially that right one. So it is possible to be functional with that very loose arm. You just have to be like super, super gentle and accept the fact that you're not going to get maybe the range that you might usually. But I don't know, I haven't had any more issues with it since it just popped off. Now I can make him stand up actually quite easily, even with the cape, and there is a bit of weight to that cape, but you can easily get him to stand up. Tarantino test, the feet are a little bit small, but they seem to still be pretty okay. So he passes the Tarantino test. Quentin is just, you know, gushing somewhere right now. Now, there's no bicep cut on this, which is a little bit disappointing. So again, I feel like I can get this in some pretty epic looking Loki poses. They wouldn't be your more like agile looking Spider-Man poses in terms of the articulation, but I think I could get this looking amazing on a shelf in a few different ways. And visually, it looks fantastic. It is a bit bigger than I expected it to be as well. This flight stand is elaborate. There are so many bits, and they're individually wrapped in this little bubble sheet. This is nuts. So they've given us a really versatile flight stand with this figure. I'm actually quite impressed with it, and I'll definitely be using this flight stand, maybe if not for this figure, for something else, but I've never seen a Mafex flight stand before, and I'm pretty impressed with it. And honestly, I think on a flight stand, that's probably the way to go with this guy. Get him in a nice sort of power pose, something with the, you know, showing off his strength, because I love this character. I really kind of love this figure. It's such a shame that that right arm of the figure is so just, it sits in such a weird way and it feels kind of loose. So all that criticism is definitely valid, but for the price point and my first ever Mafex action figure, I'm pretty blown away. But the final question is it shelf worthy? And honestly, yeah. And with that being said, I've got a dedicated Loki shelf, so this was always gonna make the shelf, but I think it's a centerpiece. I think it's better than any of the Marvel Legends Lokis that we've got. Even with the flaw, just from a visual perspective, I think this is a superior figure, and the price point definitely made it worthwhile. Well, thanks for checking this one out. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite Mafex figure is. I'm very interested to learn more about this line, and any knowledge or wisdom you want to impart on me, please, by all means, let me know in the comments, because this is a line that I'm curious about getting into more. I'm thinking about maybe exploring The Boys TV show superhero action figures. I know Mafex have some of those, and they are kind of available in the Amazon sort of world. So that may be something that happens in the future. Let me know if you want to see that. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace.